Greetings. Thanks for stopping by Moodog's Frugal RCs. Today we are in the research kitchen doing a quick rig rundown on a brand new one that was sent in to me by Hosim. This is the Hosim G171 Buggy. This one is kind of the brother or sister, if you will, of the Hosim G172 that I have featured already here on the channel. I'll go ahead and post a link in the description for that video if you guys want to check it out. But this is all pretty much in the same family of vehicles. Hosim is a great company to deal with, guys, and I'm not saying that because they sent this to me. I'm saying that because I've dealt with them on a couple small matters going back to the 9125 that I featured some months back here on the channel. So that being said, guys, you can take a look at the packaging. This is a ready to run vehicle. Again, you're probably going to have to get batteries for the remote control. 4-wheel drive, 2.4 gigahertz radio on this one. This one has just your standard friction type shocks, ball bearings throughout the whole, I believe the whole of the unit. We're dealing with 36 kilometers per hour on the speed. That has to be measured to be verified, and then classic gears. The gearing they're talking about is the gearing that's in the differentials, and that is going to be plastic, or it was on the G172. Side of the box here we have the other vehicle that was featured on my channel. This is the G172. Same idea on that one, guys. Nothing on the side of the box. The other side here has another vehicle. I believe this is just a yellow variant of the one we're looking at today. Back side of the box, pretty standard stuff, guys. All of our warnings, kind of a mini manual on the back here of putting the batteries in the remote, the basic layout of the car, all the different variants of the same kind of car, same kind of chassis. Today we're looking at the G171 in red. Let's go ahead and get this thing open and see what comes inside the package. We have our owner's manual. Again, nicely done with these guys. This one looks pretty good. I'm noticing some things on here that I don't know if I saw on the other manual, and I'll check to make sure and put it in post edit if I did. But all your basic information, how to go from box to dirt or box to pavement, is going to be right in here. Looks to be pretty well laid out. The Chinese to English translation, if memory serves, is going to be pretty good with Hosim products. They do a pretty good job at proofreading before they send these out to the States here. You have a parts grid right here. I did some checking online, and Amazon.com, they do have some parts available for this vehicle now, so that's kind of good. This one is pretty new to market. We can see kind of unfinished grids here, so I don't know if they're going to be offering more parts going forward or not, what the deal is with that. But we have our exploded view here of the G171. Looks to be nicely done. No parts are labeled on here, so you're going to kind of have to refer back to the parts grid to see what the part numbers are going to be. Then the G172 and the 173, and there is a 174 as well. So it's kind of a one size fits all sort of manual here. And in the back here we can see some of the basic casing parts and chassis, and all the different vehicles depicted on back. So pretty nice. Hang on to that one. Good information in there for you. We have a little box here, and this is going to contain our remote control. All right, guys, take a look at the remote in just a second. We have our little goodie bag here. 2-bay charger. This is going to be for the 18650 cell batteries. A little bit on the fence with those batteries, guys. They tend to work out pretty good, but I did notice on the last vehicle that, I don't know if it was just the way the vehicle is geared, if it's designed that way, but as far as rapid takeoffs, it was kind of a little bit slow to get up to speed, a little bit slower than I'm normally seeing. But you do get that charger there, and it does have an indicator, LED indicators on it to let you know when things are charged up. We have a small Phillips screwdriver here. And we also have our battery cells. Now these are the 18650 as mentioned, 1500 milliamp per hour, 3.7 volt, and you have ×2, so that's 7.4 volt at 1500 milliamps per hour. 12 to 15 or so minutes of runtime on this before you need to charge up again. We have a USB to pin type plug here for the charger. You're going to need to get a power bank or your brick from your phone or tablet or whatever you have handy around the house. Nice to see that. Makes it a bit more portable. Our remote, guys, is going to be pretty standard looking. We have our power switch, and it's labeled very aptly switch, so it's nice to know that they're letting us know that in fact is a switch. Steering trim, and we have our HT trim. Steering wheel on this one, guys, going to have some padding, nice return spring. We have a nice feeling trigger on here, nothing really too crunchy feeling, feels pretty good. This one's going to require 3 AA batteries not included, so keep that in mind. If you were to purchase this, you're going to have some AA batteries on hand. Set that aside for the time being. We'll take a look at the car. This one looks pretty nice, guys. Very nice weight on this one, guys. This feels very solid, very sturdy. I'm liking the way this one's feeling already. We have nice kind of lower profile tires on here. I don't believe these are foam filled, and I will correct that in post edit should I find out any differently. But we can see kind of almost a pin type knobby in the back and kind of a grooved front here. So very much for on or off road blasting. These tires tend to do really well. We can see a nice roll cage on here as well, guys. All the plastic on here feels very resilient, kind of almost a nylon impregnated plastic as per normal. They're calling it an ABS, so it may be an ABS composite, but very nice feeling on here. The bottom, again, we're looking at very nice tub style chassis on here. Small little diminutive bumpers, but I think for all intents and purposes will do fine. So we're looking at plastic dog bones and plastic outdrive cups on the differentials front and rear. We also have plastic outdrives, or indrives I should say, on the hubs themselves. But this is a four-wheel drive vehicle, guys. Seems to be pretty nicely made. The other vehicle seems to be holding up pretty well, so time will tell how this plastic holds up. On the front here, we're going to see CVD drives. So these are plastic, but they are in fact CVDs. So you don't have to worry about any pins or anything like that. I don't know if these are going to be any more durable than the standard type of dog bone, but these are CVDs. We do have plastic going all the way through on here, guys, but that's okay. It does feel pretty sturdy. It does feel pretty solid. This one is designed for on or off road. I would probably take this out and do some bashing with it, just because I like to do that sort of driving. Let's go ahead and pull the pins on here and see what we have underneath. Okay, there we go. A little bit difficult there. We'll pull the body off and take a look, and we can see a full roll cage on this one, guys. It's very nicely done. Looks like it's all screwed on. All the screws on here for service are going to be Phillips head, and that's just fine. 390 motor mounted in back here, guys. Kind of a mid-motor design, very reminiscent of HBX vehicles. We also have the 2 pods, one on either side, to house our batteries. This can be modified to take a LiPo. Don't know if I'll do that with this one or not. I don't think I will. I've got plenty of these batteries here, and I'm just going to keep it the way it is, I think. I don't know what. I may change it. I don't know. Over time, we'll see what happens. But I think this is going to be pretty cool. Now you can run it like that. I think it looks pretty slick. You can run it just like this if you want to, or run it with the canopy on. Either way, but I think that's a pretty slick looking vehicle, and we can see that the suspension feels pretty good. A little bit on the springy side. Again, we're dealing with friction only shocks on here, so we do have some springiness and some bounciness in the suspension. There is no preload adjustment on here, so you can't really soften these up. The only thing you could really do, guys, is maybe if you wanted to keep these shocks, go ahead and just take a coil or two, possibly a coil out of each individual shock to kind of maybe take up some of that friction and actually cause a little bit more of a damping effect. Our servo on here is going to be towards the front or towards the back of the vehicle, set up pretty much the same as the G172. We have a small servo right here, a very small servo saver up in front here, guys. It's going to be one of them split kind of spring-loaded jobbies. A lot of linkage on this one, guys. You can see a lot of linkage, so there's a lot of different things going on here. This is one that you need to keep clean. There's just no getting around it. This design just lends to a lot of grit building up, especially in the split design servo saver in front here. You will be cleaning that more likely than not on a more regular basis than possibly some other cars. But we have our combination ESC and receiver up in front here. Easy to get at, easy to work on, and everything looks to be put together really, really nice on this. It does have a nice solid feel, guys. It really does feel good. All right, guys, and here is the other Hosim vehicle, the G172, right next to the 171. You can see a lot of similarities in the vehicle structure itself. Obviously, the tires are not going to be the same on here. But if we go ahead and pop the body off of here, guys, we can see a lot of similarities between these two vehicles, and I'll show you that real quick here. And we can see that the chassis, the inside, and a lot of parts on here are going to be interchangeable, which I think is pretty cool. And I don't think this one, no, obviously that's going to be completely different there. I think the body posts are a lot different. They're set up differently, but we can see obviously bigger tires on here. This one's made for off-road. But I just wanted to show you that real quick, guys. Let's go ahead and get this one powered up and just kind of do a little bit of run on this just to hear what it sounds like, and then we'll wrap this one up. First thing we're going to need to do is turn the power on the car, and there is a power switch underneath here. So let's go ahead and power that on. You can hear it beep. And we'll set it out here. And next thing we're going to do is go ahead and turn the remote on. And we could hear, I don't know if you guys heard it or not, but the servo did activate, so it looks like we're good there. Let's go ahead and do some testing on that. Looks to be very responsive, guys. Nice responsiveness there. So let's give it a little bit of throttle. Alright, let's see about this trim here. We'll go all the way up with this. And we'll make sure we're breaking this in before you take it out and pound it. But obviously when this is set up at the factory, or this one anyway, the throttle trim was all the way back down. Or the, I guess I should say the dual rate for the throttle was all the way down to the bottom. And that's just to take into consideration that in case your young one gets a hold of this out of the box, and he's not going to drive it into something or hurt himself with it or ruin it, you know, step one. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I think this is going to be a great little car to have some fun with outside in the dirt this summer. I'm still waiting for some weather to to cooperate. And I'm going to have some urban bashes up very, very shortly, guys. It is April 11th as this is being recorded, and we just had some snow. So yeah. So that being said, guys, thanks everyone for stopping by and taking a look at this. I'll have this out for an Urban Bash real soon. But in the meantime, if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. It helps me out a lot. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get all my videos coming up. I appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you all in the next one, and God bless the Republic.